Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM. Welcome back to Aghalee Farm. I do hope you're doing very well and having an excellent day. So, we need to hit the ground running in today's episode. I want to get this big new field that we created in the last episode drilled with grass. We are currently right at the end of November. Well, almost. It's 1:15 in the afternoon, so we've got just less than 10 hours to get that done before planting ends for grass, which I know is more than enough time, don't get me wrong, but I would like to kind of get this field completely boxed off. So yeah, and I'm sure you know what it's like jumping into the crop calendar there. You can see grass is planting season ends tonight. Obviously through the winter months we can't do any planting there, so we will be able to harvest or mow the grass, sorry, but and we do have a field up at the north there. I think it's field 40 something that's ready to cut as well, but this is more important. We need to get this into the ground first and foremost. So we're going to crack on with that straight away. Now we do have, we've got 1,168 litres of seed in the seeder, and we have 1,376 litres of seeds in a couple of bags in the bale shed there. So we shall fill up. Hopefully we'll have enough. If not, obviously we can just take a trip to the shop and stock up. But we shall see. Time will tell. Also, what I would like to do is try and get this field as boxed off as possible. We may still need to do a little bit of lime spreading perhaps, but we do have, across the capacities of both of the biogas plants, we've got about 120,000 litres of digestate. So I'd very much like to try and utilise what the farm is producing and top up the fertiliser levels once we've drilled the grass. Hopefully we'll have enough. I've ran into it many times before where it seems like you've got enough, but no, I might run out, but if need be, we can top up what we don't get covered with digestate with a bit of liquid fertiliser if need be. So time will tell, like I say. So we're going to hitch up the seeder here. We'll take a quick trundle round to the bale shed and get it filled up completely. Let's see how far that takes us. There we go. PTOs, cables, lovely stuff. Let's get that lifted up, and yeah, we'll go and top this up and see how far it takes us. But yeah, we do, like I said, we do have one grass field that is ready to cut, but it's more important, I feel, to get this one done first. We can cut the grass through the winter if need be, but we can't drill. So got to get the priorities right, do things in the correct order. Last thing I want to do is spend the winter months regretting not having getting this field drilled. So right, where are we? Have we got enough there? There we go, excellent stuff. Okay, 100%, lovely stuff. Right, so no time like the present. Let's get cracking. It's a lovely afternoon. The weather's good, sun's out, ideal conditions. Excellent stuff. There we go. Last little tiny bit now around this little bit of headland, and we are all sorted. And I didn't have to worry about the amount of seed that we've got left either, because we've got, I think we've still got just over 50% left. 52%, there we go. Perfect. Right, so the work continues, of course, because we've got, I've decided I'm going to get the liming done. I'm going to get the fertilizing done with the digestate, but we also need to get the field rolled as well. Now what I've decided to do, if you take a quick look there at the clock, I've slowed time down to half pace just for the purposes of this episode and this afternoon, just so that I can get all this work done and get it filmed in relative daylight, as opposed to trying to present it to you in complete darkness. We are in November, of course, coming into the winter months. The days do get shorter. So yeah, that's the only reason why I've done that, just to give myself a bit of a fighting chance. So, well, what I'm also going to do, let's just power this thing down, there we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase and place down a lime tank on the farm. I did place one down, it's over at the dealership on the other side of the map there. I placed that down at the beginning of the series, just so that there was somewhere for me to purchase lime on the map, because obviously at the beginning of this series we hadn't done any custom work on the farm here. We didn't really have I couldn't, at the time, I couldn't really see the scope that I might have for expanding and widening and moving things off the map, etc. And you know the score. But now that I've got to that point, now that we have this reasonable open space here, it does afford me the option to do that. So I'm going to do that right away. It's only 5,000 quid, so it's not going to cost the earth. It's a mod that I have used constantly for a very long time. It's by Puma 145 from his refillable tanks mod pack. And I just love this one. There's a hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 tanks in total that are part of this pack, and I just love the look of them, the decrepit, rusty, beaten and battered look. Now this one's a diesel tank. We've got the fertilizer tank. I did use a couple of these on the Sri Lanka series that I had a wee while back. We've got a seed tank there. Again, I just love the rustic, battered, old, been there for ages look. But this one is the lime tank. It's 5,000 quid. Oh, and look at that. If I place it just there, which I was hoping to do, it's exactly 5,000 quid. There's no expense, extra cost for a bit of landscape in there. So I think that's about as good a place as any. Boom. There we go. That kind of looks alright. It doesn't look too out of place, does it? I think. It's, yeah, I can't do anything about that. I'd love to be able to remove the black and yellow hazard lines off the floor there. Maybe I might be able to do a bit of landscaping around and just lift the ground up a tiny bit, but it's we all know what the construction menu's like sometimes, especially when it comes to raising and lowering ground. It can be a little bit inaccurate and a bit cumbersome. So I might, if I was to try that, I might end up with a great big mound here in the middle. So I might just have to let things lie, as it were. But now that I've got that, because we all know again how thirsty some fields can be with lime, I'd spend most of the time travelling back and to the shop filling with lime than I would spend in the field spreading the lime. So now that that's done, anyway, that's all good. So I've now got a nice close local point to top up with lime. So that's going to be first. I'm going to get the liming done. I'm going to do it off camera because it's obviously, as much as I appreciate that, it's a highly necessary job to do to bring up the pH values of the soil. It's a bit time consuming, it's a bit cumbersome, I find. So let's go hitch up our spreader, which I think is around here. Yep, there we go, our little Bredel F2WS. I'm not actually too sure if it's got anything in it at the minute, actually. There might be some lime in there. Let's have a quick check. And obviously I do need to wire up that new tank to the auto drive network. Oh, 48%. Well, that's good. Well, that'll be gone in seconds, though. You know what that's like. So we shall take a trip round. I shall get this job done, and then we will jump straight into what I am looking forward to, which is making good use of our vast quantity of digestate. Fingers crossed it does the whole job. Right, there we go. Fill that one up. Nice and simple. There we go. So what's half a tank cost us? Boom, boom, boom. 100%. £467. Right, okay. It's not so bad. Right. I'll get this done, and I'll pick you up as soon as possible. Nice one, right. All done. That didn't take anywhere near as long as I thought it would, and it didn't use anywhere near as much lime as I thought it would. To be fair, the pH values weren't too bad. There was just a few areas that needed topping up. So all in all, we spent £2,267. That's inclusive of the 400 odd quid that I spent filling up the last half of it just before I started the job. So there we go. And I have, whilst obviously I did get that done using Courseplay and auto drive, because I've wired the new lime tank into auto drive. But as you can see, I have managed to get rid of those black and yellow hazard lines there just by very, very gently lifting the ground the tiniest little bit. You can barely tell, but it's just enough to cover that. And I'm not going to spend any money here, but just to make sure that the trigger does still work. There we go, start filling, so that's excellent. But I'm not going to fill that right now. We don't need to do any of that. We need to, although what we do need to do, I am conscious that this tractor hasn't got much fuel left in it, so we'll fill this one up there. There we go. Oh, there's me still. I've had that bug quite a few times over several series on several maps. I know I've said this many times before, but I have no idea what causes that. If any of you do, please let me know in the comments. I'd be greatly appreciative if any of you have also experienced that one. It's by the by, isn't it? It doesn't really matter, it's no biggie. But yeah, it's just a bit of a weird one. Anyway, right, so I'm going to get this one filled up with fuel. We are going to have to jump into the Voltra for the next job, which is going to be spreading the digestate. Let's just jump into our garage very quickly. Our slurry tanker. Where is it? There we go. So the slurry tanker, our high-spec 2300. It does require 150 horsepower. Now, I don't actually think I haven't actually used this yet on the series, have I? Because we haven't had. So it's only now that we've really got enough digestate, or a quantity of digestate worth writing home about. But yeah, it uses 150 horsepower, and the Voltra is at 145. So fingers crossed, we should be able to cope with that. There we go. Filled up. Yeah, fingers crossed we should be able to cope with that. So we shall see. So I shall. I'll go and park this back up where it belongs. Unhook the lime tank. And we'll get the slurry tanker hooked up to the Voltra. And I'll see you in a few moments' time. Right. All hooked up to this thing for the first time in the series. So the fill point for the digestate is somewhere around here. There we go. See the fill level there through the clear plastic tube at the front of the tank, filling right up with some healthy fertilizing brown digestate. Wonderful. Right, 10,456 litres. Okay. Now I have just wired this into the auto drive network so that I can try to present this to you in a bit of a cinematic. The spreading of the digestate and the backing and toing, filling it up. I am going to start with this biogas plant here. We'll take what we can from here. There's about 50,000 litres in that one, and there's 70 odd thousand in the mini biogas plant round the corner there. So fingers crossed that this tractor has enough power to do the job. It's only 5 horsepower shy of what it needs, so aside from the fact that it's struggling hugely up this hill, fingers crossed it works okay. I suppose I do need to think about potentially chopping in a tractor and getting one that does have a bit more power, perhaps. It's probably worth thinking about, isn't it? But we shall see. Right. Let's get this job done. Right, job done. Well, that worked out kind of quite well. Pros and cons to the whole thing. We've actually used considerably less digestate than what I thought we would have done. If I pop very quickly into our production systems menu, in the mini, we've emptied the base map BGA, or we did do, and over in our mini BGA just next to us here, we've still got 71,411 litres of digestate. So roughly we've used about 50 odd thousand litres, which is pretty good. I figured we'd go through a lot more of that, but it wasn't without its issues. As usual, it's something to do with this slurry tanker. Now, it's a beautiful thing. It's by 4D modding. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. It was just something to, I think there's a glitch or a conflict between this and auto drive, because this does have a couple of different functions. Auto drive was kind of, it wouldn't turn itself off basically. I'll see if I can repeat it, but it kind of, there you go. If I just press go and just send it to a destination, you get that horrible noise. Now that is because the tanker on its own has the capacity to spread with a splash plate, even though this one isn't configured with that. It's configured to take this Mastec dribble bar. I'm kind of assuming it's a conflict between these two and auto drive. So what I think I'm going to do, oh, that bug's gone now. How weird is that? It just, I'm now not in the cab. I was a second ago. Yeah, it's, what I think I'm going to do is, the next time I come to spread some digestate or some slurry, I'm going to unequip the dribble bar, equip this with its base splash plate, so it's got it actually has a slightly wider spread, I think, as well. This has a 7.5 meter working width. The splash plate with this, I think, is 8.5, so it could still be it'll still work and actually be have a bit of a wider work width. And if it works properly and doesn't do what it's been doing to me during the making of that cinematic, then I'll sell this dribble bar, because that's worth it. At the minute it's worth just under 10 grand. So we may as well get money back into the account where we need it. There's no point having bits of machinery that make my life more difficult, as it were. So, but yeah, we've done all right, and now we've still got 16% of the tank loaded with some digestate here. So that field is almost boxed off now. The only thing left to do, I can think at the minute, is we just need to run the field roller in there, the grass roller, and get that done, which we will do imminently. I'm probably going to get that done off camera and get that finished off quickly. So I'm just going to park this away in here for now. But now that I know that the spread of digestate does actually go quite a long way. Now that is, I think, the biggest grass field on the map now, the one we've just done. So if I can use what I consider to be quite a reasonably small amount of digestate there to get that job done, we should be able to cover our other fields pretty quite well, with especially with what we've got at the minute. So let's get this back here. As I say, I'm going to grab my field roller. Where is my field roller? It's just here. Get that rolled over. Now that it's all been limed and fertilised, get this last job done. And then that's this one completely done. So, like I said, I'll get this done off camera and I shall pick you up when the job is finished. And there we go, jobbed. That's this big field now completely boxed off. So, excellent work. And I am very glad. I do still have time set to half speed at the minute, and if we look how low the sun is in the sky there, if I hadn't have done that a good couple of hours ago, it would have been working into complete pitch blackness. So, yeah, I'm glad I did that. So, now if I jump into the map PDA very quickly, our nitrogen and pH maps in the precision farming menu here do show us that field 28, this is now going to be joined onto this one at some point in the near future, 28, 43 and 53 are both in need of a top-up of fertilizer, and the lime side of things as well looks a little bit of a duller green as well there. So we'll that's certainly going to be something that we'll be cracking on with in the next episode. Get those yields on that part of the grass on the farm sorted out as well. But I think for now, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to call it here for today's episode. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found it a little bit of fun and a bit interesting. As always, if you're new to the channel and you like my content, please consider hitting that subscribe button and jumping on board, joining the channel. Please give the video a like if you can. It does do wonders, helps the YouTube algorithm do its thing. And as always, there are a host of links in the video description below with my Giants Partner promo code. If any of you are in the market for purchasing a DLC, an add-on, a season pass, or even the full game itself, or even pre-ordering Farming Simulator 25, and you like the idea of helping a content creator out on their channel, I would be hugely appreciative. So thanks again for your time, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you.